Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Dylan. Thanks so much for coming by. In today's video, we are talking about 20 tips for new Uber drivers. So if you're new to Uber, or even if you've driven for a little while, this will be a very helpful video. I've been an Uber driver for the past 4 years on and off. So yeah, I have a lot of experience and a lot of tips and tricks that we're going to be discussing. So we're going to run through them all, try to get through them briefly. I don't want to waste your time. Before I get started, I do want to mention that there's one of the new services called the Reactivation Center. They are helping drivers get reactivated to either Uber, Lyft, or any of the gig apps. So check out the link below for that. And let's get started. So tip number 1, use a used car. This is super important. Why? Because you don't want to drive a brand new car and eat money on depreciation. Driving a used car, not talking about a super junker, but a used car will help you save a ton of money, and it's going to cost you less if you finance it, and you just probably want to drive a used car. Okay, number 2 is referral codes. This is really important. If you're a new Uber driver or a new Lyft driver, they're going to give you a sign-up guarantee or a sign-up bonus, depending on your market, the demand. Usually what they do is it's like a $3,000 guarantee. So they say, okay, after you do your first 150 rides, we're gonna guarantee that you make $3,000 or whatever it might be, whatever that number is. So let's say you go out and you only make $2,000, they're gonna give you $1,000 to split the difference. So if you haven't signed up yet, make sure to do it. I do have some links below for that. Third one, play Octopus. This is a no-brainer for anybody. It's an easy way to make up to an extra $100 a month. It's a little tablet you can put in your car. They're big. They're in most markets now. They're expanding like rapidly. At the beginning, they were only in like a few, like 10 major cities. I believe they're in like 50 like big cities across the US, or more, maybe 100 now, I'm not sure. But check them out and see if you're in the area and you can start making extra money. Gridwise, number 4, Gridwise. I do have a link below for them as well. Gridwise is really good. It's kind of a driver assistant app. They're actually pretty successful. There was a lot of these companies that came out, like Driver. I actually used to work for one of them. It was called Rider, if you knew of them. They ended up going bankrupt. But I used to work for them, or not, yeah, basically they shut down. But anyways, Gridwise, they track your miles. So when you track your miles, it's good for taxes. So, and they do other stuff too. They give you like tips and tricks, and they help you find ways to make more money and stuff. And you can link up all your apps on there. So Gridwise, check it out. Okay, number 5. This helped me a lot, is having different music playlists ready to go. A lot of times when you're driving for like 5, 6, 7, 8 hours, it's like you want to kind of have something to help pass the time, and having different music playlists helps a lot. And usually you want to have one like chill music playlist that you can play, like calming music, relaxing music during the day. And then at night, if you do have like, party people, you can have like a party playlist. So yeah, anyways, I found that helped me a lot, having like playlists that I can play, and I'm not just like playing the same songs over and over. Number 6, be friendly with your passengers. This helps lead to more tips and connections. Now, by be friendly, I mean like be friendly, but don't talk too much. Like, don't mistake that as like, oh, I need to tell them my whole life story. Just ask them how their day is. If they feel, if they want to talk. If they are pretty silent, you don't need to talk. Just be friendly and greet them by their first name at the beginning. Refer to them as their first name. Be like, hi, Rebecca. Great to meet you. Let's go. Okay, number 7 is keep your doors locked. Oh yeah, this was really important. This was a really important safety tip, especially when you're driving at night or at all during the day, is always keep your doors locked. And when you're picking somebody up, roll down the window first. Don't just let people in your car. Make sure you have the correct passenger and ask them their name before they get in. And don't say like, hey, are you, Sarah? Especially when they're drunk, they're just gonna hop in. to make them tell you their name. And if they go, oh no, it's a security thing, be like, okay, this is the only way I can tell that it's the correct passenger. If not, they can check the license plate. That's what they have. So yeah, make sure to keep your doors locked. Don't just let anybody hop in your car. It can be dangerous. Number 8, speaking of danger, is dash cam. Have a dash cam. Having a dash cam is super important. 1, for like, you know, crazy riders, but 2 is also for accidents. When you're driving Uber or Lyft, you're spending a lot more hours on the road and you're at risk to get into an accident more. And there's a lot of bad drivers out there. So when somebody crashes into you, having a dash cam save you a lot of money, especially on your insurance, because you won't have to go through your own insurance to get your car fixed. You can go through theirs if it's their fault. Number 9, set a schedule. This I learned pretty fast. Well, and then I kind of forgot about it, and then I was like, okay, I need to get back to it. But I know driving for Uber and Lyft, it's like, oh, work whenever you want. It's really easy to just be like, okay, I'll work this evening. And then all of a sudden you're like, you know, sleeping in, and then you're driving at like 8 p.m. and then you're like, crap, I gotta make my $200 for the day. You're driving till like 3 a.m. And then you're, you know, you're drinking Red Bulls to stay up, and then you get home and you can't fall asleep. Make a schedule, set a schedule, drive during the mornings, drive during the evenings, drive during peak hours, and stick to it. Try to stick to a schedule. And you know, you do have that flexibility. If you want to take a day off, then go for it. But I also like the fact that you can work extra hours. Oh, number 10, this one's very, very good. There's now a company that does FaceTime inspections. There's so many apps out there for drivers. It's really awesome. But you don't need to go to the Uber hub to get your car inspected. And I think Uber started charging, yeah. Well, last time I went to get a car inspection, they wanted to charge me. But I found this app that they do a FaceTime inspection. I have that linked below as well. And I believe you get a coupon when you use our link. But they're called Rideshare Mechanic. And they text you, you sign up, you pay whatever it is. They text you, and they have a mechanic who actually goes on FaceTime with you, or whatever app they have, video chat. And they do the inspection right there. They, you know, have you say, turn on your car, put your car in reverse, whatever. Or, yeah, and then, yeah, it's really easy, and you can do it at home or in your driveway or whatever. Number 11 is sanitize your car, or clean your car, basically. Clean the inside of your car. People don't really care too much about the outside. It's more so the inside, you know, little pieces of trash, little dust. Like, people really care about that cleanliness. They're not going to see the outside, and, you know, they get in and they're not thinking about, oh, how clean is the outside? They want to make sure the inside's like vacuumed. And I would just get a little hand vacuum or something. Number 12, use apps that pay extra money. We already did talk about this a little bit, but there's a really cool new app called Current, and they will basically pay you 4% APY on your savings. At least that's what they pay you now. And I do have a link below for that. I have so many links. You guys will find out that we have a lot. There's just a lot of companies that reach out to us and they're like, we're gonna give you guys a special deal, we'll pay you, and you know, if your audience wants to use it, great. But Current, basically, you can take your money that you earn from driving for Uber, put it into Current savings, and you start earning 4% APY. It's called a savings pod that they have it set up, and it just grows and grows. 4% is really high. If you know anything about, you know, savings account, like that's a very high interest savings account. We already talked about Play Octopus, the other one. There are some other ones that pay you to like wrap up your cars, put like ads on your cars. You can do that. I think there's one called Wrapify, WRAPIFY. And I think there's another one called like Carvertise. And I'm trying to think if there's any other apps that pay you. There's another one called Stereo. Yeah, Stereo, STEEREO. They pay you to play music. I don't know. I've heard mixed things with them. I don't know how legit like, I've heard some drivers complain about them, but check them out if you'd like. I don't know. Okay, so number 13. We already talked about that, being friendly with passengers. Let's do a different one. Number 13. Oh yeah, work on a business on the side when you drive in between rides. This one, I literally just kept me sane. Or I mean, work on a business if you want to, you know, earn money, or like find a hobby. But honestly, you're kind of working, so you want to be making money. Find something you can do to like earn extra income, whatever that is. Like for me, it's like, if you want to start a blog, for instance, or start a sales business, or you can start any business nowadays. It's so like crazy. Maybe you want to become a TikToker or a YouTuber or whatever it is. I don't know. Find something you can just kind of work on constantly, because the thing is with driving Uber and Lyft, you're gonna have a lot of time where you drop off a passenger and you're waiting like 10 minutes. And it's like, if you just sit there and you scroll through Facebook for 10 minutes, it's like, that adds up to like time you could be doing, focusing on other things. And the last thing you wanna do is be driving around looking for riders, because it's like, number one, you're wasting miles and gas. Number two, like if you drive away, you could be driving away from a passenger. So it doesn't even make sense to like drive around. Unless you're like out in the middle of nowhere, obviously, then yeah, you need to drive back into the city kind of. But yeah, so I don't know, try to find something you can work on. Try to start a side hustle or something, you know, just look up side hustles online if you need any advice with that. Easier said than done, but I don't know, or read a book, work, you know, get your real estate license, like take your classes in between rides. You guys hear what I'm saying. Get creative. You guys are smart. Okay, number 14. Ooh, this one is important. Don't talk too much to every rider. I was like really a newbie at this at the beginning. I mean, a lot of drivers just talk way too much, but like at the beginning I felt like, oh, I need to cater to every passenger. I need to be like, hey, how's your day going, you know? Oh, what are you in town for? Oh, blah 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 blah. Like, you don't need to have such high expectations for every ride. A lot of passengers, they just, well, I mean, every passenger, they get in, they just need to go to their destination. It's like, there's a reason why taxi drivers who've been driving forever, like, they don't talk to you, because it's like, they know you just want to get in and go to your ride. Like, yeah, sometimes at night it's like a whole experience, and some drivers, you know, they pride themselves on providing that experience, but like as a passenger, most people, you know, they gotta get to the doctor's office, they gotta get to work. It's like they don't need to like have this incredible experience. And a lot of times it can even save you energy by not talking. That's the biggest, like, especially if you're an introvert, you don't need to talk to every passenger, and it's actually way less draining if you don't talk to them. It's like, you get in, it's quiet. I love quiet rides, because it's like, okay, I can just chill. Don't need to talk to them the whole time. Okay, let's see. Don't chase the surge. Yeah, I know, like with peak times and peak spots, like they pay you more money. And I know that's changing all the time, but like, don't chase after that. Don't plan your day around like peak time, because a lot of other drivers do that as well. Yeah, you want to drive during like, you know, rush hour or evening hour. But if it's like, oh, drive at 12 and earn an extra $3 a ride, like, it's honestly probably like 12 a.m. I mean, it's like honestly probably not worth it, because so many other people are gonna drive during that time that it's like, you might not even get as many rides. You probably end up making them more. Just drive when it like makes sense to you. Okay, let's see. Oh, number 16, drive cautiously and follow the laws of the road. It sounds simple, but you don't want to risk a ticket or an accident. That's really important. Mostly a ticket and an accident. And also you want to keep your riders happy, or, you know, yeah, happy, but it's really tempting to just, oh yeah, I'm driving all the time, like, you know, flying around corners, like whatever, and you're actually speeding, you want to get to the next ride faster. It doesn't matter, just chill, just pretend like you're driving like a I don't know. I don't want to say grandma because I feel like a lot of grandmas like don't drive that well, but like just drive like you're driving kids. Like drive as if you have like, I mean, you do have like passengers who are literally like, you know, risking their lives by getting in the car with you. You know, they're trusting you, but like drive safely and slowly, and it will help you be less stressed, and also just, yeah, we'll get less tickets. You don't want to get it. The last thing you want to do is be driving, earning. You just had an awesome week. You just made, you know, $1,000, and then all of now you got a $300 ticket you got to pay. That just ate into most of your profits, because you know, after gas and wear and tear in your car, it's like you're not really profiting $1,000. You're probably profiting like half. And so after the ticket, it's like you just drove a week, and you know your profit's like $200. Okay, let's see. Number 18. Use Uber and Lyft as a side hustle. Do not drive full time. I highly recommend against driving full time because there's just no growth opportunities being an Uber and Lyft driver. It's really, I mean, it's honestly pretty much impossible to make like a great salary driving Uber and Lyft full time. Like, I hate to break it to you, but if you're not doing the math behind like wear and tear on your car and car depreciation and gas and maintenance, like all of these things are very, very expensive. And if you're not paying for wear and tear on your car now, or depreciation on your car now, you're gonna pay for it when you have to sell your car or get a new car. And you will have to get one eventually. The time will come where your car, you know, it's like, anyways, I could ramble on about that, but try to use Uber. But I will say, I think it is fine to drive full time for like a temporary amount of time. Like let's say you need to make like $10,000 like within the next like 4 months or whatever. Yeah, that's totally doable driving Uber and Lyft. And like I think it's a great way to like, if you have like credit cards, this is like a great example. This is what I did when I first started. I had I had $5,000 in credit cards I needed to pay off. So I drove Uber and Lyft for like 30, I had 2 other jobs, and then I drove Uber and Lyft like 30 hours a week. I think that's great, but like be like, oh yeah, for the next 5 years, I'm gonna drive like 60 hours a week. Like, it's not a good idea. Okay, number 19, we're almost done here. Drive for both Uber and Lyft at the same time. You probably heard people talk about this before, but when you drive for both apps, it cuts down your wait time. So when you finish a ride for Uber, instead of waiting like 20 minutes for a ride, you turn on both apps and you get another ride faster. And then once you get a ride, just log off into the other app. Make sure you log off in the other app so you don't get 2 rides. Okay, number 20, cook from home. I know these things sound simple, but when you're driving Uber and Lyft and you're constantly eating out, you're spending $10 on food, $15 on a burger and fries and a drink, whatever. Even if it's like $7, like these things really cut into your profits a lot. You want to be frugal when you're driving. That's the whole point of driving Uber and Lyft, is being frugal. Like, you're not going to make a ton of money, but you will make enough to like pay your expenses or whatever you need to do. So save every single dollar that you can, and a good way to do that is by saving on your food costs. Bring snacks. Get a little mini cooler from the freaking 99-cent store or Walmart for $5. Get a little ice pack, put in a sandwich, pretend you're going to school, like, or giving your kids a school lunch. Bring snacks, bring waters, like, you don't need, like, and it's honestly super unhealthy because you're sitting down driving all day. You don't want to go to McDonald's and buy like food. Oh yeah, this is my reward for the day. No, it's a horrible idea because it's very unhealthy and it's costly. Bring a chicken sandwich or a PB&J and take a lunch break. Eat your lunch that you packed and go on a 20-minute walk, a 30-minute walk. Burn off some calories that, you know, like when you're sitting around you're not doing, versus like another job. Even if it's like another office job, you're walking around the office, you're burning calories. Like this, so you're just sitting in a seat. It's like not great for your health. So anyways, those are my tips for new Uber drivers, new Lyft drivers. Let me know your thoughts on these. I know, sorry, I was like some of them were kind of negative, but like I've had a lot of negative experiences, and driving for Uber and Lyft, like sometimes it's hard. Like you're in a hard time in life, and I'm just trying to help you guys. So hope you enjoyed it. Sorry if you didn't, but that's the update, or that's the 20 tips. Again, if you do need to get your Uber or Lyft account restored, there's a new company that will help you try to do that. It's called the Reactivation Center. I'll have the link below for that. Otherwise, thanks for watching. You guys are great, and talk to you soon. Bye now.